your views matter.
Namaskar to all the listeners. This is Attorney Shaparali. First of all, Happy New Year belated. We have been doing a recorded show for this past couple of weeks. Of course, it was New Year's time, so I couldn't do live shows. So I really apologize for that. But I know a lot of people really appreciated the show that me and Sharif did for the end of the year, and we replayed that, and we talked a lot about EB1A. And I thank you all for calling us on those EB1. And if you need to call us today, since we are live, it's January 10th, 2019, and it's my dad's birthday, so I say happy birthday to my dad. And I wanted to also mention, Michael is asking me to speak louder. Michael, can you hear me now? So I apologize. I'm having I had a bad call, so I'm getting out of it. And my voice is kind of a little bit not great. So today we're going to talk, of course, about immigration, and I have Michael on the board with me, and I wanted to thank you all for listening, and thank you all for being really faithful listeners for the past years. This year, I think we are going on our 9th year of the Shaparali Law Show, and it's been going strong, and we have seen pretty much almost two administrations during those times, and so many differences we are seeing, and of course immigration is at the forefront. In fact, the entire country is being shut down because of it. So let's hope things are going to move forward in the next coming weeks, because a lot of people are working without a pay right now, and our heart goes to them, and we wish them good luck, and it's very, very tough right now. And before I start anything, anything I'm telling you is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And today the studio lines will be open in 5 minutes. It's 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170, and we will be taking questions on any areas of immigration, including questions about H1Bs, L1, EB1, EB2, you name it, family petitions, marriage petitions, VAWA, U visa. Sorry, I apologize. I've told you I'm still having a cold. So all those we're going to cover today, and hopefully we will be able to cover many, many issues that are out there. For one, we have the shutdown, and I didn't have a chance to really cover that, but the USCIS is not shut down, by the way, because these are paid services, but CBP having issues, and you also have the courts. Most of the immigration courts are closed now, and there's no real way for people who have cases. Hopefully once it opens up, they will reschedule the hearing. So all those things are happening. And again, Michael, can you hear me? I hope everybody can hear me. And the number to the studio today, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And today I'll talk a little bit about what's happening right now on the immigration front. How are things going? For one, the questions that everybody's asking, what happens to the H1B? There are some things that, will the H1B change this year? Are we going to have the pre-lottery system, etc., etc.? So it has been proposed, not finalized yet, so we should assume that this year will continue to be the same for H1B. That means you'll have to apply, and then if you make it to the lottery, you make it to the lottery. If not, you did not. So for those employers or candidates who want to apply, feel free to contact our office 510-742-5887. The website, attorneyonair.com. Michael is telling me we have a caller. Let me take the caller. Opera, you're live on air. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello? 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 I think we lost the caller. Please feel free to call back. I think it's Sandeep on the line, so feel free to call 510-657-1170. This is Attorney Shah Parali, and we are live talking about immigration law. And of course, I was mentioning earlier the shutdown. What the shutdowns means is basically the federal agencies, many of them, not all of them, are not getting funded. And that means basically now a lot of things are going to get delayed, and we are seeing delay already in every cases. So hopefully things are going to get back on track. We've never seen such a long shutdown. I don't think it's a record-breaking shutdown, and there is a potential it will go further, because it seems like Trump is not actually kind of agreeing with any of the proposals from the Congress. And let's see how this unfolds. But this has a really bad potential of hurting the country a lot. But we are not here really to discuss about the economy. We're here to talk about. I think we have another caller. Let me take another caller. This right? You're live in here. Hello.
Hello. Hi. This is Dheeraj. Happy New Year to all your listeners. I had a question actually. My parents wanted to come to the U.S. on a green card, and my sister is a citizen, and they have a valid B1, B2 visa till 2021. So I wanted to know, what is the best route to, sponsor their green card? Should it be like they are in India? So should we apply for their green card and then they go for a consulate interview in India, or they have the feasibility to come here and then we apply for a green card? So what's the best route, and what are the drawbacks for both of them? And I can take this off air.
Well, the best route is to do it from India, but it's not the fastest route. Doing the case while you're inside the U.S. goes faster, but there are a lot of risks. Now, if they were already here in the U.S. and you apply at this point, you are should be not a problem. But now you have the issue, they're outside, now they're coming on a B1 and then applying. They might be charged of fraud for violating the 214B, INA 214B, which is the immigrant intent. So it's a risky, especially now with the new administration, it is a risky business to try that. We have a good article on that on our website, although the law doesn't really say that. It says for immediate families, you should be able to file. And I file a lot of those cases where people are already here. The way it works in simple terms is that if you already made up your mind before you enter, you might have been committing fraud. But if you're already inside and then you plan to get the green card, then there's no violation of the visa, because when you came here, you didn't have the intent to file for a green card, but later you changed your mind. The other thing is that what they did, they increased the period of what we call the fraud period. It was 60 days, now it's 90 days. So someone coming in, if they file their adjustment of status within 90 days, there's a presumption of fraud. So you need to be careful. Give us a call at the office and we can discuss a little bit more in more private settings on 510-742-5887. But the safest route is to do it from India, although it's the longest route. Okay, I think I lost you, Raj. Let me take another call. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I had one question. So I applied for the green card for my parents, and the I-130 is approved, and the application is forwarded to the National Visa Center. I'm wondering if there will be any problem when that step is in progress and they're waiting for the interview. If there's any problem at the port of entry when they try to visit with their tourist visa, they have a 10-year multiple entry visa. Will that cause any problem entering the U.S. on that visa?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, there's usually no problem. However, now they have kind of created a problem, because when you enter on a visitor visa, you're pretty much subject to what we call INA 214B, which is an immigrant intent. So if at the airport the officer says, hey, you have an I-130 file, and if you come in, you can easily file an adjustment of status, they can deny them entry at the airport. The worst part is that they not only they deny them an entry, they put them in what we call summary proceedings. That means they deport them from the airport. That carries a mandatory waiting time of 5 years unless you get a waiver. So the risk is present, especially now. It has been present for years, but they never really applied it. But now you never know, the way they are getting so strict. So I'm recommending people not to travel unless it's necessary until they get their green card.
I see. Okay. And let's say they're able to enter for, if they're lucky and they're able to enter, will it cause any problem for their green card application that they are already in U.S.? Is that possible?
No. In fact, when they enter, if let's say they enter and they decide not to go, you can always file an adjustment of status and keep them here. But having said that, no, it all depends on the intent, and that's the million-dollar question: how do they know about you? What's in your head? But it depends on your actions, etc. So, bottom line, there's no problem on their green card just because they come and visit. But coming to visit, the problem is the visitor visa itself, not the green card. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. I hope I was able to explain that. So if anything is misunderstood, please give me a call, 510-742-5887. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have more callers, Michael. So please feel free to call the studio, 510-657-1170. This is Attorney Sharparali, and we are doing the first live show of the year. Last week was not a live show. I think we have one caller, right, Michael? Hey, 11 a.m. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Hello, I'm listening to you. Hello. I think I lost the caller, Michael. This is Sharparali, 11 a.m. Okay, let me take another caller. This is Sharparali, 11 a.m. Hello. Okay. So of course we have some technical difficulties. As you know, when you do a show live, there are always issues that come into play. So feel free to call back, 510-742-5887. I'm sorry, if you want to call the studio today, is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. The number I gave you earlier is for my office number. I'm just kind of mismatching the numbers. And the website, attorneyonair.com. And we had some very, very good questions on parents' petitions. So you need to be careful. The way the law works is if the intention is made after you enter, you're kind of fine. But if you already have a preconceived intention to come here and file for the green card, then yes, it might be an issue that come in and hurt you. Now the question, how do they determine that? Well, there are many factors. For example, let's say you come at the airport and they stop you, they see your birth certificate, they see all your documents to prepare a case, and then you're telling them, no, you're not applying to file a green card. It will be lying to the officer, and that can come and harm you. So you have to be careful. And now, more than ever, with the new administration, you will be facing with more difficulties. So be ready for all this. And also make sure you file the paperwork right, because one of the things that they're saying is that if it is not filed right, they might not even issue what we call a request for evidence. They might just go straight to a denial. So be careful on that. So now let us talk a little bit about all those issues that are affecting basically the day-to-day life of many of our listeners. For one, H1B is becoming tough and tougher. Okay, I think we have a bunch of callers now. Let me take the caller. Sharparali, 11 here.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question related to H4 visa that I filed for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I filed in 2004. I got to file application and documents submitted in May 2018 last year. Now we are waiting for interview, and in November 2018, his son became 21, and his application is already filed and accepted, but he became 21 in November. Now, what to do about that?
Well, we need to know if they basically kind of qualify for what we call Child Protection Act. But did the dates become current for your brother?
Yeah, but he hasn't received any interview. It's already become current, means we received the application and we filed the application, sent all the documents, they were accepted in summer. But then in fall, he became 21. So now he's qualified for child protection.
He might still qualify. You just need to actually claim what we call the Child Status Protection Act, but I will not really know unless we calculate the date. I have to look how much time it took for the I-130 to be approved and then subtract it at the time of the interview. And since the time of the interview is not right now, it's very hard to calculate it. So what you need to do is, by the time how much time did it take to get the I-130 approved?
5 years, 6 years.
So you can kind of deduct that 5 years from his age, which makes him 16. So he should be okay.
Yeah.
Be able to so you might
I calculated myself. I think he qualifies for child protection. But do we have to send a letter right now or wait for interview?
You can send it right now, but usually you can inform them at the interview, open the ticket. You need to open the ticket for him at the National Visa Center. It's kind of hard to explain right now. I have a lot of callers. Give me a call at the office. We can do a consultation, and I can guide you what to do next. 510-742-5887. Then we can open a ticket and get him inside the case. Okay?
Thank you so much. I'll give you a call.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Let me take another. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, this is the follow-up to the previous discussion around the family. Basically, let's say the application has been filed for green card in India, as you said, that's probably recommended. Would my parents be able to travel on the D1 visa? And I understand you said last 90 days before the consulate interview is kind of risky.
I don't recommend traveling. I mentioned that earlier. Another caller asked that same question. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I'll probably take the answer offline. I'll give it offline. So, yeah, you can travel, but it's risky because your parent, one of them or both of them have an I-130 file, so it might become an issue with INA 214B, and they might return them and deport them from the airport. So that's the risk. So be careful on that. But they can still travel, but it's just risky. I recommend getting first the green card and then travel. Let me take another caller. This is Shah live in air.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. My sister-in-law filed petition. She is a U.S. citizen, 70 years old. For her son and daughter, they are married, but now she is sick, and then can she able to transfer her power of petition to her spouse? We don't know if she's gonna live long or till their petition.
But not at this point. If she passes away, then what she can do, you can substitute the petitioner. Called a substitution of petitioner. You have to substitute the petitioner, but not now. You cannot do it now. You have to wait
only if she passes away. Only then.
Yes.
Oh, to who? Her spouse only, or to any relative?
You can pass to pretty much another relative, but it has to. you have to basically, it's called a substitute of petitioner. So a close relative is usually that works, that qualifies. So it doesn't have to be a spouse, it can be someone else, but the spouse is better, okay?
We need to apply before now? Can we do something now?
No, you cannot do anything at this point because she's still alive right now.
Okay. So maybe if she's really sick in the hospital something, only then that time we could do it?
No, she has to pass away.
Oh, only then after that. Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you. Let's another caller. This is Shopper, you're live in air. Hello? Okay, I think all the callers are done right now. This is Shopper, you're live in air. Okay, so we had a lot of callers in one shot and then suddenly, yeah, so you can still call 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170, and today we're getting a lot of calls for family petitions, and I really appreciate that. We usually get more calls on employment-based, but you can still call for employment-based, like issues with H1B, L1s, O1, you name it. Feel free to call. This is Attorney Shapir Ali, and we are live today. It's January 10th, 2019, and we are talking, of course, about all the immigration issues. There's so many immigration issues right now that we can barely kind of assess all of them. One of the things that a lot of people are asking about is the H4 EAD. What happens to it? Guess we are not hearing anything. The only thing I heard is that there was an intervention by another group, and they were able to put themselves in the case for Safe Job USA, but that's it. Nothing more after that. But we were expecting to know by the end of December 2018 what they will do. But like many things that is happening with this administration, they just left hanging and nobody knows what's going on. So we need to wait and see. Hopefully they won't be able to take the H4 EAD because a lot of people are getting ready to sue. And that's kind of an update on that. As for other visas that are hot, quote unquote, we have the L1 visas, the EB1As, EB2s, national interest waivers. Take advantage of them, especially for EB1, the waiting time for India is lower than other places. So I will highly recommend people to take advantage of this. And again, the number to the studio today is 510-657-1170. I have Michael on the board to help me. And I was discussing earlier about issues related to the shutdown. It doesn't really affect USCIS, however, it affects other departments, and which can affect USCIS, I apologize. So unfortunately for those cases are in court, they are definitely affected because courts are shut down right now. Do we have a caller, Michael? This is Shapira. You're live. Hello.
Hi, sir. How are you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir.
I had a question regarding travel to Mexico. So I was thinking of taking a cruise. I have H1B visa stamp valid till like April of 2019, and I was going to cruise sometime in March. Would there be a problem if I want to re-enter, like when I come back to US?
You are on H1B right now, you said? I didn't get.
Yeah, I'm on H1B, and my visa stamp expires on passport expires in April 2019.
So your passport.
So because my re-entry is like very close to my expiry date, so that's what.
Yeah, you will have a problem because if you don't have 6 months on it, they have a chance to deny your entry. I will recommend you get your passport renewed ASAP, then you come back.
No, actually my passport is valid. It's just my visa stamp expires in 2019.
No, that should be okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. No, that's okay. You should be able to use it. No, there's no requirement really for that. But
I see. And
even if it's valid for 1 day, you can still enter. Okay?
Okay, I got it. Thanks. And I also have my mom that is going to travel with me, but she's on a visitor visa. So for her also it's okay to travel to Mexico?
She's traveling to Mexico and coming back? Are you going on a cruise or something?
Cruise, yes. She's already in US, but we plan to go and come back in 3 or 5 days.
Well, one of the things I would recommend is, but she has a multiple entry B1, B2?
Yes.
Okay. Usually it's okay when you're traveling to Mexico, close here, and just make sure she carries all her documents.
Okay.
But they have a right to deny her entry. One of the things I recommend people to do is not to get out. You're probably going to Ensenada, right? Mexico, somewhere like that. Yeah.
Right.
Don't. If one of the things, if you're not kind of comfortable, don't go outside. Just stay on the ship. Then she doesn't really get affected. But the problem is that once they pass the territorial waters, when you come back, but the ship does a clearance, so you should be okay. But at the end of the day, it's kind of safe. Most people travel, but of course, with the new administration, everything is up for grabs. So just be careful. Carry all the documents and explain that you're coming. Well, they will know you're coming by ship because the customs they work directly with at the port of entry. They know you're coming on a cruise ship, so it should be okay if she has a multiple entry visa.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. And for you to have, okay, so just to answer that person, usually when you go to Mexico, there's something called an I-94 revalidation. It works usually with H-1B, so you don't, even if you don't have a stamp on your passport, you can use that. So that was just kind of a footnote, as long as you're traveling only within 30 days. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh, and we are live on air, and I have Michael on the board with me. I think we have another caller, right, Michael? This is Sharp Raleigh, you're live on air? Hello? Okay. So I think, I don't, we are in a situation of tough times, and that's why a lot of people are worried. So the lines are still open, by the way, Michael. We can still take few calls. 510-742-5887, and I was discussing about immigration and all the issues, especially happening for the employment base. A lot of people are seeing themselves with denials. I have people who've been here for years now. When they refile the extension, they're seeing denials, and the question, what do they do next? Well, one of the things is to refile the case, but the problem, if your I-94 is expired, then we recommend that you leave the country, file the case, wait for the approval, and then come back. And the number to the studio, again, Michael wanted me to give that, is 657-1170, 657-1170. And I don't know how many minutes we are left, Michael, but please let me know. We will still be taking calls in the next, I think, 10-15 minutes. So please feel free to call. And if you want a private consultation, 510-742-5887. One of the other things that is happening, of course, is all those talks about the wall, the Mexican border, you name it. Unfortunately, I'm in the dark as much as you are probably, and also we cannot unfortunately kind of foresee how things are going to be this year. Except I'm expecting if we continue in this path, some strict rules coming from Trump, although I hope the Democrats will try to block him, but I think he's just going to use the executive order to pretty much do whatever he wants to do. So you need to be ready. This year is going to be another rocking boat, unfortunately, but we are hoping that with now the new House, things are going to get better. Now, the other thing I wanted to discuss about, very importantly, is the U visa, because a lot of people don't even know what it is and don't know they are eligible for it. And the U visa is a very powerful visa. It's called a U visa, but it doesn't really work like a regular visa. What it does, it's first of all, a U visa are given to those who are victims of a crime. For example, if you are a victim of a domestic violence, your spouse or your any significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, abuse you, but it has to be physical and the police has to be involved, you're eligible for the U visa. And it applies to like 51 crimes when you are victims, not when you're the aggressor, but when you're victims, you are a victim, so you can use that. What it does, once it's filed, once you get certified with the authorities, like for example the police, the DA, etc., you move forward to file it with the USCIS. And once you get a receipt, you fall pretty much kind of a beginning of a deferred action, which makes you eligible to stay in the U.S. With no status, or with a status if you have another status. So it goes in parallel. So the U visa is a very strong visa in itself, because what it does, it takes around 4 years, unfortunately, to get approved now, 4 or 5 years. Once it gets approved, you complete 3 years with it. You complete the 3 years, you are eligible to file for a green card. That's the advantage. Sometimes people don't know. They come to me and then they are desperate, and then we find the U visa. Unfortunately, there's no work permit in between. You're eligible to stay. There is a work permit called a deferred action work permit, but lately we have not seen any kind of movement on this. So don't count too much on that. The best is to count when the U visa is approved, then you will get a good work permit, and then after you complete 3 more years and you have good moral character, you can file for a green card. So all those things are very, very important, because if you have a U visa, for example, and you're losing status, you can easily kind of move forward on this. So it is important to check with an attorney if you have a potential for the U visa. You can call our office, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. And Michael, I don't know how much time we're left. Please let me know. And we are going to still take some more callers, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. If you have any questions, feel free. And so we have another 5 minutes also to go. Michael is telling me, so I can take at least 1 caller or 2 callers. Now, the other thing that is important now, I'm going to discuss another area of practice where we help people is a debt settlement. What it is a way to get rid of debts without filing bankruptcy. For example, today we had some cases where someone owes like $40,000 and they got settled for only $9,000. And the truth with the debt settlement, they make a deal with you, you're out of a debt of $40,000-$50,000 for just $10,000, for example. And that's what is a debt settlement. It is not debt consolidation. It's not like we create a payment plan for you. We don't do that. All we do is negotiate with them, make a deal, make you pay for it, and then you get out of the rest. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need help with debt settlement, feel free to call us, 510-742-5887. The website is yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, 510-742-5887. Let me take another caller, Mike. This is Shabra, you're live in air.
Hello, can I talk to Shabra?
Yes, sir. You're talking to me.
Yeah, this is Ashish here. So, one point I wanted to make, which I just touched upon this, what's going on with Mexico and the border. The point I wanted to make is that it's very important for us who are legally here on a refrain, following the rules, that we support the administration's initiatives against illegal immigration. Because what's happening, I see, is that
it's not illegal
migration itself is getting a bad name.
It's not illegal. It's not illegal. It is asylum, signed by convention. People coming here has a right to file asylum.
Yeah,
it's not true. What you're saying is just a bunch of lies. That's all. It's not true. You've been saying that every time you call, you say the same thing without knowing the truth. Some people come illegally, yes.
So that we are filing asylum. Okay, let me just make a small point.
No. Listen carefully. I'm not going to allow you to say lies here. If you tell the truth, it's fine. But it's not true. It's not everybody is illegal, right? So okay, no, I'm not going to accept that. This is not true. This is purely inhumane. Just because you're here, the country doesn't belong to you or to me. It belongs to the world. People have a right to try asylum. There's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah,
that's really unfair what you're saying.
Right? So let me talk about asylum. So
You cannot talk about that. So, okay, so you know what? This is a private show. I'm not going to put up with lies that people are spitting because they like a government or not. So I put up with that for a couple of times. So next time you call, I will put you back in your place. I really apologize, but this is wrong. You're treating human beings as animals, and you want me to hear that? Come on, give me a break. So I really don't. I really get upset, I know, but this time I really do. This is what we call pulling the ladder. These are people who think they're better than most Americans. First of all, you're an immigrant yourself, and you're talking like that, so that's so wrong. So keep it for yourself. We don't want to hear that. Let me take the next caller. Hello? Hello? Hello, this is Shapia. You're live on air.
Yeah, I have a question that visa process is going on, and is it possible to get Canadian form process also going on in parallel with working on H4 or something like that?
Yes, you can. Of course. In fact, I'm advising people to do that because otherwise you'll be stuck here forever, you know. People, it's good to take another position too. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay, I think I lost Michael. So I don't know if I have time for more callers, but I wanted to address this position because it gets me very irritated when I hear people talking nonsense sometimes. But no offense to anybody, but the truth is the truth. People, I wanted to make that clear before we go. People coming at the border, of course, there are many bad people coming. There's nothing, nobody can prevent that. Every country has some kind of immigration. But there are a lot of people who are suffering. They come here with the intent to get an asylum, and asylum is legal, okay? It's something that we sign under the Convention Against Torture, we sign on the Hague Convention, etc. So you are eligible to file asylum at the border. It's legal, totally legal. All these lies that people are spitting and trying to be so smart, they don't know exactly how the law works. You have a right, if you come at the airport and your life is in danger, you have a right to seek asylum. And that's not, even the court said that, and the court shut it down last time when they claimed that. So those people supporting administration, very few people will support that. Only the racists are supporting it. And I know a lot of people are racist because they have this thing that, oh, we don't like Mexicans, we don't like this religion. I'm not like that, and I don't believe in that. So I wanted to make that clear because this is getting too much. I can't really take that. I cannot see kids dying just because some people think, oh, they are criminals, right? I can understand, okay, you know, we'll have to control immigration, which is totally true, but I will never understand when I see people kind of siding with a party that is putting the lives of small children to die. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. So, Michael, I don't know. I think, is Amit there? Hello? Yes. So I think, I don't know how much time we're left, but let me kind of conclude today talking a little bit about what happened last year. Last year we have a bunch of memos that was issued by the Trump administration, which actually hurt a lot of people, and that is really hurting a lot of people, and that's not why you're seeing a lot of people kind of getting worried when they're traveling. Those people were never worried. They get an approval, and then when they go for the stamping, they're getting denied or a 221G for no reason, and they're getting stuck. And 221G is a big problem too. 221G, if you look at it, the administrative processing is something that is holding people together there, and then by the time the case is being processed, they lose their jobs, they lose their future, and then when it's time to give them the visa, they say, oh, there's no job. Oops. That's one thing that I'm getting a lot of calls on administrative processing, 221G right now, so be careful if you're traveling. So another thing that I wanted to mention also, we had some good news last year. We got a lot of people on EB1A approved, and we have some very, very good testimonials on those. And we want to tell you to encourage people, if you get a chance for EB1A, especially when you don't need an employer. Is it Amit? Hello?
Hey, Shayad.
Hey, Amit. So I'll let you conclude today, Amit. I just wanted to thank you all for listening. And anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And I really apologize that I kind of lost it a little bit today because I was very upset by this call talking about all these things happening at the border, especially when I see cases where little kids are involved. It just bothers me, and no hard feelings, is just my position on that. And again, this is my opinion. So good luck to all of you. Wish you all the best, and we'll be back next week the same time. Thank you, Amit. I'll let you continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.